Yes? I was wondering when you were going to ask. Do you have time to talk? Well, not here. I'm not sure such topics should be discussed inside a cave, where the purpose of our quest is not easily seen. There's a place in the south that provides a nice view of the Shire. I think, as we discuss this, it would be best to clearly see the land we strive to protect. Perhaps then you will have a better understanding of why we're here. I assure you, it is nothing of that nature. I only mean to show you the Shire through the eyes of a ranger, and ask you a few questions. Nothing more. I'll mark the location on your map, and meet you there. Yep. Ah, there you are. Care to take a seat? Stay safe. What do you want? Alright, we should begin as soon as possible. Thormin wasn't a huge fan of my bringing you out here, given the time it would take. But I convinced him it was necessary. My one request here is that you take this seriously and remain honest throughout the entirety of our time. Do you have any questions before we begin? Take some time and look out into the Shire. Then tell me what you see. And such a fragile thing that is. Times are tough for us rangers, and some believe we are without hope. Referencing what you know, what are your thoughts on this matter? I did not expect to hear those words from an outlander, even you. I suppose, in time, some of us forget there is still honour in the race of men. It's refreshing to be reminded of that truth. I think I've learned what I needed from this. One last topic and we'll be done. It is important that I know a little more about you, if my complete trust is to be given. Tell me about the land you are from, this Skyrim. Do you have many responsibilities there? Am I supposed to know what that means? Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. This is still a serious discussion after all. Well, I'd love to stay and talk longer, but I think that's about all the time I can spare here. I've come now to understand you a little better, and with that you have earned what little trust you did not own already. When Thormin gathers us for your initiation, I will be the first to speak on your behalf. He's sharpening his skills in the Windbale Woods. It's quieter up there and provides a nice location for one to think in solitude without worry of being interrupted. We've got a small training area in the northwest there. If you're looking to gain his trust, that's where I'd start. Stay safe.
You've come. This is good. It means you're at least capable of navigating a dense forest by yourself. Although I will admit I expected you here sooner. Are you ready to begin? Rules are simple. I'll let you know when I've seen enough. Until then, we try to kill each other. You can use whatever kind of weapon you wish. Magic, swords, hammers, bows, I don't care. Go ahead, call your friends. They'll be backing up a graveyard. Your mistake! Must be an off day. Are you alright? I may have gotten a little carried away. Still, you managed to stay up longer than most who come blade to blade with me. And there was nothing notably suspicious about the way you handled yourself. Alright, you have my respect, friend. When the time comes, I will speak on your behalf. Uh-huh.
Speak your piece. I just sent him to patrol the southern ravine fields. If you're looking for him, I'd try somewhere around the Brarywine Bridge. If he's not there, just follow the road east for a little bit. Now that that's over,
What are you doing out here? I didn't send for aid. Did he now? So, you are seeking my endorsement then? I don't know if you've looked around, but there's not a lot you can help with. The ruffians and goblins typically steer clear of this place, mostly because I am always walking out here. However, if you're looking just to talk, I have plenty of time. I suppose if Thorman had dispatched me somewhere eventful, I may not welcome inane conversation. However, this is the third time he's assigned me this route, and it's one of the safest roads in the Shire. Come now, there is much that can be discussed as we patrol. Do you know why we're losing the Shire, Outlander? It's not because we lack manpower or strength. We are 5 rangers strong, 6 should you pass the trials. But even 5 rangers is an excessive amount for an area such as this. In reality, 2 rangers could protect this land, 3 could do it with ease, and 4 would be near overkill. Yet this is not the case here, for reasons the others refuse to think about. I know what you would assume, that it is an issue with skill. The rangers here are young for their race and are limited in their abilities. A fair observation, we are some of the youngest of the Nunamorians, all gathered here to carry out a job that should be relatively easy. But where skill is considered, we are still rangers, and we can fight as well as the best of them. Well, unlike the others, I've actually been digging into this, trying to find our problem and solution to it as well. Want to hear it? Of course you don't, but that's not going to stop my ranting. It's purely strategy. We spend far too long reporting progress back to our captain, or waiting for the captain's approval before we do anything. That was great when there was 1 goblin sighting a month, but now that more pop up every day, we're just wasting time. We need to work independently. Use our own instinct and judgment when it comes to making decisions. After all, if we're all thinking exactly what the captain's thinking, are any of us actually thinking at all? What happens should Thorman fall? Nobody would know what to do, the rangers would be in total chaos and we'd be struck down one by one. Sure, Biasel could take over the leadership role, but she's a second-in-command person and always will be. Unrivaled as the support staff, lousy as the leader. Just don't tell her I said that. Over the last weeks, we've seen more goblins and bandits in the Shire than we ever did in the last 100 years. It has become clear that if we're going to survive, we need to change our approach a little. Problem is, Thorman's a stubborn one, and all my attempts at convincing him have fallen short. It feels pointless sometimes, like a beauty salon in a dwarven city. That's a decent analogy. Might use that later. Hold it. Do you see what that man ahead of us is doing? He's studying the village below, looking for possible invasion points and weaknesses in the guard's patrol. A scout of the enemies, no doubt. Alright, outsider, you wanted my trust, go talk to him. I want to observe how you would handle a situation like this.
Oh no. I remember you. You're the one from Halflington. The one who tried getting in between me and my partner's business transaction. What do you want now? know what the problem is with vigilantes like you? You're always getting into everyone else's business. One day that's gonna get you killed. Just buzz off if you know what's good for you. What? No, impossible. You're trying to play me for a fool. Of course you think I'll be too scared to fight, don't you? What other Oh, you're right. He's a ranger for sure. I can tell by his height and by that look in his eyes. Let's get something clear. I ain't want nothing to do with no rangers. We got no quarrel, you and I, right? We can be civil about this whole thing. I'll just leave. You'll be okay with that, right? Right. Of course. Now, back to business. See what you can do against my blade.
I wouldn't suggest advertising your position as a ranger in the future. It could attract unneeded attention. However, Outlander, you've done better than expected and proven that you can take proper action when necessary. When Thorman gathers us to perform your initiation, you can count on my support.
Is there something you need? She is patrolling the northern borders, but she should have been done by now. In all honesty, I fear something vile has come of it. I just hope she steered clear of the goblin encampments up there. Quite on the contrary, I believe she may discover them. Tinruth is brave and loyal, but she is also young and naive. If she was to come across a goblin camp during her patrol, I do not doubt she would investigate it of her own accord. It's foolish, really, but she'd probably think it would impress me. That's the great mystery of goblins, isn't it? No matter how many you slay, more will come in time. The goblins of the north have greatly desired the Shire for hundreds of years, and have been kept at its borders throughout most of that time. But now, more goblins dwell here than ever before, hidden from our sight. However, they have become difficult to track, as they typically advance underground. And Recent events have kept us preoccupied. If Tinruth did indeed discover a camp, I fear your actions with the goblins earlier may have influenced her desire to investigate further than needed. I had a feeling that would come back to haunt us somehow. Perhaps. I still hold no proof, only suspicion. But if what I suspect turns out to be true, she could be in grave danger. Regardless, I need someone to find her. I'll mark the area I suspect she disappeared at on your map. If you find her, escort her out of trouble and tell her to report to me.
Hey, a little help over here? Hear that? The goblins know you freed me. Let's get out of here. You've made your choice. Now you'll die with it. No challenge at all. I'm tougher than you think. You've made your choice. Now you'll die with it. I thought that was easy. Well, I suppose I owe you thanks. I'm not sure what those goblins would have done to me had you not arrived when you did. But just one more thing. Could you not bring this up to Thorman when he asks? He worries about me enough as it is. And if you found out, well, I'd probably never breathe the crisp outside air again. That's a relief. I'll handle the part personally. Come on, we better get back to the hideout before they send somebody else to check up on us. Alright, back me up if things go south. Otherwise, just don't say anything. You can manage that, right? My past? Wow, no one's ever asked me that before. I mean, of course. Typical newcomers are quite likely to find even the dullest days of a ranger interesting in comparison to their own lives. I must have forgotten that.
Tinrith, I'm assuming you're prepared to tell me why such a brief scouting mission ended up taking so long.
It wasn't planned that way, I assure you. But during my walk I ran into a few halfling hunters, one of which was badly injured. So I applied some of the wound healing techniques Firesalt taught me and tended to his injuries. Guess it took a little longer than I'd thought.
Alright, you've said your piece. Now, I want to talk with the Outlander. Alone.
Are you sure that's a good idea? He gets quite delusional sometimes. Told me he ran into family and...
Alone.
Yes, of course, Captain.
She's a good student, but a horrible liar. Tell me, what really happened out there? Then it's a good thing you arrived when you did. Else we'd be down a ranger before the worst of the storm even surfaced. Thank you, friend, for the truth, and for escorting the youngest of our company home.
What did you tell Thorman? Figures. Thorman's always been the one to sniff out a lie. Guess it was foolish to attempt one. Nevertheless, I'm glad you had my back. Not many of the others would have. That means something to me. When the time comes, I'll proudly vouch on your behalf.
What do you want? Yes?
Be brief. What are the specifics? Now that... Speak your piece. I understand you received the blessing from every member of my company. That is good, and frankly spoken, quite impressive. But the approval of my companions is only the beginning. First, you will need to test yourself. Return to me once you think you are ready. Be brief. I'm glad to see you've returned for the next phase of your initiation. I would ask that you seek out Byersa. She can help you progress through your training. Find her at the Bwinbale Woods training area. Then show me the meaning of haste. All right then.